we are going to go behind the animation on Vivo. Vivo is about the story of our main protagonist, a cute Kinkajou who lives in Havana, Cuba, and the challenges to get to Miami, Florida, to fulfill his honor dream of delivering a son for the woman he loved.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Vivo the Kinkajou. Oh, what's a Kinkajou? Oh, baby, I think that you're ready to learn a thing or two. Watch me swing as I sing at you every single thing I can think of to make you scream.
Calvert Hodge and his choreography team, when they were designing the choreography, he designed the entire songs with all the dancers and through the legs and all of that stuff to be played in one shot. That would have been dancers sort of representing what could be Vivo's dance moves. And then the background dancers coming in and out of the scene. We shot live action footage and reference to a lot of these dance moves throughout for even the background characters.
The first time I watched this was the most exciting, because for me it was like, wow, this version is even better than whatever version we're gonna make in 3D CG, right?
That was something that was both very exciting, but also like animation going, what? Like that's hard for animation. Animators had to work on designing all the background characters and all of the foreground characters to work in animation at one time.
You may be thinking, what's a Kinkajou doing playing music in Cuba? Don't you usually live in the rainforest? Maybe I fell in a ship and created as a baby. Next thing I knew, I was somewhere new. I wasn't singing the same chorus. All I remember was being hungry and running from somebody even hungrier, chasing me up this very tree. But guess who came to the rescue with his dress? Andres, yes!
Flashback section of One of a Kind was the opportunity to push the dial up in terms of cuteness.
My co-director, Brendan Jeffords, had really wanted to see the moment of connection between Andres and Vivo, and that moment of finding him as a baby was pitched just as a storyboard. It really was Lynn's idea and Lynn's dream that it would start on music. And so he said, I will take that bit and I'll put it into the opening song. So we did this idea that we would freeze time and let him go back, and so he becomes sort of the narrator. If this was a Broadway musical, it would be sort of the actor would have stepped forward and is addressing the audience directly.
We took the Plaza Vieja and make it feel a little bit different, like going back in time in Havana to before the 2000s. We reused the present time plaza and reset dress, changing the textures, changing the look of the windows, the doors, the architecture. So you'll see a little bit more decay. And at the same time, the color palette is more limited. For Vivo and Andres, we want to make them feel very unique, very specific. And at the same time, we didn't want to make them feel either realistic or completely cartoony. Vivo was the most challenging. From a design standpoint, it was a tricky balance of making feel still an animal and use the specifics of a Kinkajou in terms of how his ability to do acrobatics, hang out, jump, the flexibility, and at the same time make him feel and look like an excellent dancer.
Our character designer, Joe Mosier, looked at a lot of Kinkajou photos and reference, and I think he did him justice except for the more realistic, very long tongue.
Second, what now?
We are going to the Mambo Cabana.
The Mambo the what?
One of the songs that existed in the earliest demos was Mambo Cabana, which tells the story of Andres' love affair with Marta from many years ago. We wanted it to be something that Andres is in his dream state, because musical numbers are an alibi. They don't have to be grounded by reality. You can do what you want. And so a lot of times in animation, things are getting pretty realistic and stuff. And so we're always now looking how can we make it more cartoon, make it more animated?
It's really fun to design. You don't have often very, many opportunities to do that in CG feature. 3D Miami is supposed to be the real Miami in our story, while the 2D Miami is an illusion, is a fantasy that belongs to Andres and Vivo.
We decided to do in a 2D style, reminiscent of 1950s album covers and old travel postcards.
And the whole sequence looked like illustrations.
I bounce to the beat of my own drum. I'm a wow in a world full of ho-hum. I'm a wild young lady, but you know some? I'd rather be at home with my own drum.
Really did sort of very modern motion graphics and just literally blow the walls off of the set.
That's how we designed the whole sequence. It's based on what we see in Gabby's room. In terms of the shapes, we're referring that are similar to Gabby's hair or Gabby's colors or her personality, or bringing things that she will do by herself because she's so creative. part of the sequence is actually looking like chalkboard, like the drawings that she's drawn in the walls of her room. We made it look like she's bringing Vivo into her imagination.
Poor Vivo, stranded, running around, being scared of this girl who's just like trying to hug him and love him, but he's just like, please stay away from me. How do I get out of this? And so that was another one where we used the animation to reflect his inner turmoil. The music transfers so much emotion so quickly, and so when people hear the songs, they understand who these characters are.
Make sure to check out Vivo, only on Netflix.